In this video, I'm going to give an initial setup and review of the EZVIZ C3N outdoor Wi-Fi camera. Make sure you stick around, and if you like what you see, hit subscribe below so you don't miss out on future videos. Hi, I'm Will from Surridge Tech, and today we're going to have a look at this, the EZVIZ C3N. This is an outdoor Wi-Fi camera. I'm going to unbox it, set it up, and share my initial thoughts on the camera. Before I get started, I should say that I've already filmed this before. I filmed it and managed to corrupt all the audio, so I'm refilming it now. So if things look a little bit odd, as if they haven't maybe just come out of the box, that's because they haven't just come out of the box. They actually came out of the box last week, but when it came to editing, there was no audio, so I put it all back in the box. I think I found everything. Yeah, so let's get going. It's a nice sturdy box. Inside this box, which I've definitely never opened before, we have a quick start guide. We have a power supply extension cable, beautifully rewrapped. We have a power supply. This is a 12 volt 1 amp power supply with a nice DC connector at the top. We have a little cable grommet thing for your Ethernet cable. Some mounting screws. A mounting template. And the camera itself. We've also got a little service card. Bit useless. The camera is very sturdy. It's got these little Wi-Fi antennas on it. It's got a ball joint, which isn't the strongest joint in the world, but I think it's not easy to move. And you can loosen it by loosening that thing there, and then you can obviously position it to where you want it, then tighten it up again. But when it's tight, it is tight-ish. On the end of this cable, we have our 12 volt power input. And we also have an Ethernet input, so it can work over Wi-Fi or Ethernet, but it doesn't support PoE, unfortunately. Mounting is simple. There are just 3 screws in the back of this. Just go straight to the wall. The case itself is metal. It feels really rugged and sturdy, so that's nice. On the front, we have 2 infrared LEDs and then 2 normal color LEDs, or white LEDs, and that's what provides the color night vision that it talks about. On the bottom we have a microphone, we have a reset button, and we have a micro SD card which is under a screw down slot, which I'm guessing is there to keep it waterproof. Yeah, seems like a nice little thing. Okay, let's talk about the features of the EZVIZ C3N. It runs on 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi, doesn't accept a 5 GHz band, but that's fine. It's got a 1080p sensor, so that's 2.1 megapixels. It's got colour night vision up to 30 meters using spotlights. It's got motion detection and intelligent human detection, local storage up to 256 gigabytes and remote viewing. And it's also got one-way audio. So it doesn't have a speaker, but it does have a microphone. And of course, it being an outdoor camera, it's rated to IP67. So this uses the EZVIZ app. I've just re-downloaded this app for you. Do you want to use Bluetooth? Yes, maybe. Skip that. Allow while using the app. Select a region. We are in the United Kingdom. Obviously, I've already created an account, so we will log in with that. Okay, we're into this app. I think this is as fresh as we're going to find it. So we add a device, access the camera, and scan the QR code on the back. Nice and quick. The device is powered on. It's got a little flashing red LED at the moment, so we're going to wait for that to go blue. There we go. The LED is now flashing blue. You probably won't be able to see that. Place the phone within 1 meter of each other, or blah blah blah. Enter your Wi-Fi SSID and password. Connect to this EZVIZ network. And that should transfer it all across. One hopes. It'd be a bit embarrassing if it didn't. Oh, crikey. Okay, device network is being configured. Please wait patiently. Fantastic. So that looks like it's all up and running. Change password, audio, daylight saving time, free cloud subscription, which we don't want, but just out of curiosity, it doesn't even tell us what it is. I imagine it's probably a trial. Okay, so the app seems nice to use. If we click on the camera, oh, we have audio. Let's get rid of that. We can select standard definition, high def and ultra HD. Let's try the clap test. Okay, I think it's getting better each time. So there's about a second delay. It's not too bad at all. What else have we got here? Oh, we can start and stop the stream, turn on and off the audio, can view them in a grid if we had multiple, and obviously enlarge them if we wanted to. We've got a camera alarm, which is the flashing spotlights. Obviously it's got no speaker built in, so all it can do is flash the spotlights. We can take a snapshot and record video, which will go straight to your camera roll. We can share the device via email or phone number. And we've got the settings. So we can edit the name, audio, status light, alarm notification. So this is whether we get notifications for motion detection. It can detect both humans and just general image motion detection. So it's nice to be able to avoid any kind of unnecessary false alerts by only detecting humans. Detection marking. When enabled, target objects will be marked in the video. That just means that they'll put a square around it so you know exactly what's caused the trigger. Notification schedule, motion detection area. Nice, you can just screen off an area. And sensitivity, somewhere between 0 and 6. What else have we got? Our night vision. Yeah, night vision. So as I said, it's got color night vision, which is a bit of a cheeky name for it, because it's just some floodlights or some spotlights that turn on the front of the camera to make it kind of daytime, I suppose. So you can either have color night vision, black and white night vision, or smart night vision. Black and white is your standard IR, color is when the spotlights are on, and smart night vision basically swaps between the two. So it's in black and white night vision with the spotlights off, unless it detects motion. And when it detects motion, it'll turn the spotlights on and switch over to a color screen. I think this is probably a good way of doing it. Being able to go to color when it detects motion is a useful feature, because if you've got an intruder, for example, you'll get a much better image in color and you'll be able to find much more identifiable images. So I like that feature. I think calling it color night vision is a bit of a cheat, because really it's just a spotlight. And if you just had, a standard PIR security floodlight, then when that detected motion, it would light up the space, and then your night vision would probably turn off on the camera anyway. And then that would be color night vision. So it's a bit cheeky, but a nice feature, I suppose, to have all in one go. Date, Wi-Fi, cloud storage, which you can do if you pay for, which we will ignore. Storage status, again, cloud storage or memory card. You can insert a memory card in the bottom. Device interface, flip image, sleep mode. Device stopped monitoring and recording. Not sure why you'd want to turn your camera to sleep, but some people might. User guide and about. And that is pretty much it for this camera. You can arm and disarm alarm notifications quickly from the front page of the app. So if you've got multiple cameras, you just have to press one button and that will do it for it all. That's a bit like the rear link feature, except in rear link you can custom set which cameras do what when kind of thing. And you can create scenes, whereas this you only have your at home mode or leaving home mode. In your messages you have your human detected. As you can see, it's got a little screenshot of me. If there was an SD card, it would have recorded as well. And that is pretty much it by the looks of things. I'm quite pleased with this camera. It's a nice little thing. Now, I've had this camera set up for a little while, so I thought I'd share some of my thoughts on it. The build quality of the camera is great. It's a completely metal enclosed camera, so it's really sturdy. However, the camera does attach to the mount using a ball joint. This kind of joint is notorious for being a bit weak and can get knocked easily, so it's not well locked into place. But I wouldn't say it was floppy at all. It just could be stronger using a different type of joint. It seems to be very good at recognising humans, but there is a massive lag in the image coming up on the screen. So when I walked into the garden, it took about 10 seconds before I appeared on screen and was recognised as a human being. I'm not sure why this lag is so much more than when I did the clap test earlier. Possibly because the camera is just a little bit further away from the Wi-Fi router, but it's a bit disappointing that this lag is quite so significant. The actual motion detection is also great, so if you turn off the human recognition, it will detect motion quite easily, or very easily, even when I was just opening a window in the corner of the frame. Now, because this camera has an Ethernet port, I tried hardwiring it as well. Annoyingly, to go from Wi-Fi to a hardwired camera, you actually have to delete it from the app and reinstall it once it's plugged in. Once that's done though, it's not a problem, and you can see that the lag is significantly better, and the notifications are much faster at coming across when it's detected motion. As for the night vision, I think it is a bit cheeky calling it colour night vision, because it's not really colour night vision at all. It's just turn some floodlights on, and then you can see it as if it was daytime. It does also have a black and white night vision, which uses the IR, which I think is a much better feature. And it does have the ability to turn the floodlights on only when it detects motion. So it will normally see in black and white, and then when it detects motion or when it detects a human, it'll turn the floodlights on, which might scare away any potential threats. And then you can obviously see them more clearly in the colour mode. So that's a nice feature, but I think I wouldn't call it colour night vision. I'd just call it a spotlight attached to a camera. All in all, I really like this camera. It's easy to use, easy to set up, and it has a reasonable image quality. The lag on the Wi-Fi is problematic. Obviously you can hardwire it, but if you're going to do that, you might as well get a dedicated PoE camera. Overall, I'd happily use this camera and I'd happily rely on it. But I can't say that I would personally go out and choose to buy this camera over others. That being said, if you want to get your hands on this camera, I've left links below to where you can buy it on Amazon. And there we go, the EZVIZ C3N outdoor Wi-Fi camera. Make sure you hit subscribe and click on that bell icon to find out more about my smart tech and how you can build yourself the ultimate smart home.